And we are live. I am so happy to be here for our Game On Expert interviews. I am Jean Berry, and I am your game inventor mentor. I am here to share some of the expertise that I have discovered in the planet, which, I'm not a great discoverer, but sometimes I find some incredibly amazing people that I know that you all need to know. And today is no exception. Today I'm incredibly excited because I have Charlene Burke. She is an information professional, and since 2008 she has been writing research content for small and medium-sized businesses to use in various ways. She is an email conversion expert. She is a researcher. She is a PLR expert, and we're going to talk a lot about that today, because if you don't know what it is, I certainly didn't. I'm really excited to share this with you because it is revolutionary for businesses. So welcome, Charlene. I am so glad that you are here.
Thank you, Jean. I am so glad to be here, and it's wonderful to see you this beautiful sunny morning. Oh, it's awesome out today.
And
Looking
so
good.
where on the planet are you so that, we can place the pin in?
Well, as my accent comes out, you can place the accent, right? I am in southern Indiana. I'm right across the river from Louisville, Kentucky.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, that is God's country, isn't it?
It is. It's a pleasure to be here. Lots of greenery, lots of water, lots of, most importantly, friendly people. That's the best part. It's the kind of town that 15 minutes from downtown Louisville. If I leave the house, what is it, about 11:30? Got enough traffic. Leave the house about now, I'll have at least two people wave at me as I'm driving down the road to the highway. Can't beat that.
Very nice.
I don't know them, they don't know me, but you wave anyway.
That is awesome. And so I'm excited to actually dive right into our topic today, because this is really, for me, when I first heard about it, I'm like, there's people that do that? I didn't know. That can make my life easier. So tell us all, what is PLR?
Oh, I'll be happy to. PLR stands for Private Label Rights. It is a license that is attached to content that you purchase. The license has a lot of detail in it, so it depends on who you purchase the content from. You read the license and it tells you all that you can and cannot do with the content you got. Every PLR, as long as it says PLR, Private Label Rights, all of them allow you to put your name on as the author. Where some of the details come in as to how you can use it, details about you can't change the entire ebook and they'll tell you why, right? You definitely can't. One thing you can't do, and I'm going to tell you now, if you've got a bright idea that you want to be a famous author on Kindle, right? Amazon will not allow you to simply take a PLR ebook or set of articles, slap your name on, and publish it as an ebook on Kindle. All right?
Good to know.
Just so you know, that's really like the worst thing that can happen to somebody who thinks that this is their straight road to getting published on Kindle. So you can't just copy paste and call it your own. Here's the beauty of PLR. Well, there's a lot of beautiful things about PLR. It's a shortcut. It really is a shortcut. But one thing that I want to tell people who aren't familiar with it at all, who are tripping up over, what do you mean by white label, who are wondering, why would I be given this license? It's very much like when you go to the grocery store and you see the name brand tomato sauce next to the store brand tomato sauce. You try the store brand and you say it tastes just like the brand name. Well, guess what? It is. They were manufactured on the same production line, and the store brand went this way and got the store brand label, and the jars for the big brand got the big brand label. That's all it is. Well, the same thing applies to PLR. Somebody creates content and offers it with a license, and you purchase the content with that license.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what excited me about it, of course, is the efficiency of it, especially for people starting their businesses. Is that, yes, we all want to be unique and put out our content and everything else, and that doesn't change that at all. Yet what it does is it creates a bulk of things that allows you then to be consistent and give value.
It does, but there's also one other element, and I understand that you wouldn't know this because you're not an avid user yet. I have a feeling you will be when you think of it this way as well. Is that when you find a PLR creator that you trust, you know that not only is the content well written, it is well researched. You see, there is the shortcut. So, for instance, I have done research projects that have resulted in ebooks, white papers, and technical papers for small to medium-sized businesses, manufacturing, healthcare, physician offices, hospitals, clinics, R&D labs, oh my goodness, what else about credit repair agencies, right? And that means that I spent a minimum of 15 hours just researching, gathering the research. Then another few hours culling it, pulling out the salient points that are going to go into this document. All said, I set aside a minimum of 25 hours to create a product for my research client. And I devote almost close to that much time creating a PLR product. Here's the difference. My research client will have paid anywhere from $8,000 to $25,000 for what they got, because it's a one-time exclusive document and product that they purchase. Only they can use it. I devote the same amount of time and effort into creating a PLR product that I allow whoever wants to buy it to use it. So what happens is the price is reduced, so it's manageable for you. The quality is still there. Now you have a product that you can change up, you can use as a foundation for your content marketing. You can use it in, I know off the top of my head, I can describe 45 different ways that you can use the PLR product that you purchase, text-based, video-based. You can transform it into a variety of other products, or you can hire it out to be transformed.
Of course.
It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, no, I do find that incredibly exciting. And a lot of the people, and I want to pause for a moment to say hi to the folks who have popped in live to us: Joanne, Beth, Monica, Jeff. Thanks. I'm glad you watching us live here. If you have questions along the way, Jeff, by the way, says, "Good morning. Charlene is a rock star for her clients." So,
already... Jeff, I'll get your payment to you this afternoon.
And if you have questions as we're going along, please feel free to type them in the chat. We'll address them as we go along. They pop right up on my feed so I can see what you have to say. We may ask you some questions along the way as well. And here's my first question for you as viewers. What is the thing that stops you from either connecting with new clients or getting your new product done, or what is the thing that is holding that up? Why don't you get things done? And I know a lot of people in my world land in that space. A lot of creatives, a lot of artists, a lot of people who are thinking things through a lot and then don't quite get all the things put together. Monica has a question actually for us right now. Is this only with writing, or is it with art also?
That's interesting. It is in any realm of content. In the PLR creations that I sell, focus on text, and video. I have seen artwork that has a PLR license. In some cases, you won't see it as a PLR license. You'll see it as a private or a commercial use, or I just went blank, or a white label.
White label, or
White label.
yeah.
Yeah. You'll see it as white label and commercial use license. And when you read the license, it'll show that you can put your name on it, that you can attribute the no copyright to the originator needs to be attributed.
Interesting. And so in some ways it's the sister to licensing art, which sometimes you'll see like greeting cards or things like that, licensing art, but then the part of that license is using, attributing it to the artist, but then they're featuring it as opposed to white labeling it.
Correct. Now here's why an artist or a writer, researcher, or a videographer, or a programmer who does software, why we do this. Volume.
That makes
so
sense.
I can share I can sell a PLR product on a specific topic that has, I just released a large bundle that had articles and an ebook and a lead magnet and videos and social media posts and workbooks, and I mean, you could create a challenge from it. It was pretty intense, and it took me quite a while to pull it together. Had I sold it to a single client, I would have charged anywhere between $15,000 and $18,000 for it. But instead, I put it out into the marketplace with a PLR license attached, and I got two things that happened. One is I sold an incredible number, and they're still selling now. And I mean, within 5 days, sold 660 plus new customers, right? And it's still selling now. In addition to that, I now have a list of people who not only purchased my product, but I've been engaging with them, answering their questions. They now are asking for other products from me. So I've expanded my business by having a buyer list, right? My email list, as well as having people willing to tell me what they would like to see next, what kind of product they would like to see. The one-off and one done is nice, but here's the other thing. That if you want to consider licensing your own stuff like this, there's a reason to do it, is that now I have this product, I can break it up in another couple of months if I want. I can sell it as is again. I can break it up and I can sell it individually into individual packets if I like. So what I have is not tied to trend. It is an evergreen product. So you might see me selling it 10 years from now. But I have the freedom to do that, whereas I wouldn't if I did it exclusively for one client.
That makes total sense. And so a lot of the clients that are people in my community that are here are creatives. They are creating a lot of interesting content. Some of them are creating games, some of them card decks, some of them are creating challenges or kind of the interactive kind of things. So what I hear you saying is that could be, for them, they could actually enter into PLR and
Sure.
and have this a larger audience for their client instead of even just selling what they have, which is a transformational product, but then expanding it and saying you can white label this and give it to your
Yes.
clients.
There's the key. You can expand your own audience. So if you have a single product that you've been selling to, like for you, I know you have your cards, and they're beautiful. The artwork, by the way, is beautiful. If you don't know Jean and her work, look at what's behind her. Oh my God, these cards are beautiful. All right, so you have these cards. Let's say you decide that you've been selling them to a very specific person, right? A group, your audience, your market. And you decide you want to expand and you want to offer it to a license to a higher level market who's willing to pay a one-time fee or a one-time ongoing fee, or whatever you want to put it, right? It's up to you on how you want to license it out. When it comes to private label, you keep in mind that you're saying you can put your name on this as your own. Your name as the creator doesn't show up at all. So you have to keep that in mind. If this is something that's near and dear to your heart and you want to always be attributed to it, you don't want to do it as a PLR license. Okay? But if it's not, if it's something that you're willing to let the world have and to let all these others benefit from using, then offer it as a PLR.
Well, then what I hear you say is that most people niche, and in fact, a lot of marketers are saying micro niches are the way to go for business, like to really be known inside your niche, that you could pick a completely different niche and sell your PLR into there, and it wouldn't even impact the people that you're selling it to right now, because they wouldn't even know that it was over there, because it's in a totally different niche. You go into real estate or finance or dry cleaning, or like you said, collection agencies. Like, I know you never expected to write for collection agencies, right?
Right. You nailed it. That's it. So if you're known in a particular marketplace, if what you offer actually works well for a completely different marketplace, putting it under PLR means that your original marketplace has no idea that it's out there, because they don't interact. Automotive dealerships do not interact, just so you know, do not interact with the artist community out of Southern Florida. They just don't. Okay, I know this, you know this. Manufacturers in steel forge do not interact with plastic surgeons out of California. They don't. So there. So Monica asks for clarification. So the writer gets paid for every time someone buys a license for using it. Is that correct? No. I'm the writer, I'm the product creator. You have to purchase it from me, because I do not give the rights for you to resell it as is, right? So it can get a little hinky when you're not used to hearing about the licensing details. The important thing to understand is that what I'm talking about as PLR, and what generally is known to happen with that license, is that you buy it from the creator, or you buy it from somebody who's been authorized to sell it for the creator. Okay? And then it's yours to do with according to what the license says. I'm only paid that one time from you.
From you, but every time someone buys a license, you are paid.
Every time that you come to buy from me, you buy from me once, you spread the word and tell Monica, oh, you're going to love this content. Monica comes and she buys from me. Monica says to Jeff, how much did she pay you for that testimonial, so that I can go get it? So I can go get it, right? So I can reward her. And she goes and buys it, and she says, oh, Sue, you have to see this. Sue comes to me. Okay? I get paid once individually.
Right, so you get paid every single time another person comes and buys that. And what you were saying is that you had 600 people buy that package.
Over 600 in the first, over 600. And now it's well over that. But it's, the key is that I am expanding my market by having new people as a part of my business, so that as I introduce other products, they may or may not purchase the next time, but they may or may not purchase the time after that, because I'm releasing products roughly every 3 months.
So if you create PLR, you could offer it then through your own website. You could say, okay, and as an unknown PLR person, someone, unless you had an existing audience, they may not find you there. Mm-hmm. Where do you put this? How do people find you with your PLR product?
So now we're going to get into another way to expand your business. We'll just talk business tactics, right? Especially if you're dealing with online business in any way, shape, or form. You may be a brick and mortar, but have an online presence that you're expanding. I have my website, which is growplr.com, and the focus is helping you to grow your business and in a variety of ways with a lot of topics related to just personal growth, business growth, spiritual growth. It's all about growing. I might add some gardening stuff in there because I have a friend who's a specialist in tomatoes. But having said that, I have a website. But do I want to put all this effort out into marketing my website? No. I decided no. What I decided to do was I approached a gentleman who's very well known and has a very large audience in the PLR marketplace. And we talked and we sealed an agreement that we would create a product and he would introduce me to his market. That's how you jump forward quickly in your business.
Joint
so
venture.
If you have a website and you have a product or a service and you're struggling because the marketing is just killing you because it does so many, it is a multi-headed beast. I know. I have 30 plus years of marketing behind me. I know. You can cut that out by developing a relationship with somebody who's established in the market you want to be in and approach them about doing a joint venture. You just skip over so many years of struggle and what have you, right? You skip over the costs of marketing and the headaches and months and months of trying different things and what have you. So that's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Use PLR for your materials and then joint venture with somebody to jumpstart your business, your entry into the marketplace.
Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so I can see that this will cause all kinds of other questions. So if you have questions about that part of it, definitely make sure to add those in. And if you're watching this later, you can add them in the feed and we'll come back and find them and still answer your questions. So feel free to ask those questions about that as well. So what do you find? I know you said you could think of 45 different ways that you can use these things inside of your business. What do you find most people like? A lot of my people are coaches, creators, consultants, that kind of thing. How do you find that they use PLR in their business from the consumer side? Like they're buying PLR. How are they using it mostly?
So most are using the written content as blog posts, as filler content in a workbook, as maybe they'll take various paragraphs from an ebook and put it in mix it up so that it's their own blog post or article. I know many have used the articles and chapters in an ebook as thought leadership articles to put onto social media, someplace like LinkedIn or an industry-specific online forum where some have been published. I've seen some that used, I could see elements of some PLR I'm familiar with at the higher end, used for articles on Forbes and Entrepreneur Magazine and others, because they have the license to do with it as they wish. It's always recommended that you change it up. You have the foundation to work with, so now put your expertise inside, right? So if you're a coach, and let's say that you got my Success Action Plan PLR product, inside that you see that there is an outstanding, you love this article about forgiveness. You love it. And would love to just copy paste it, but it's not going to do you any good because while it's great, it doesn't really go deeper into what your audience wants. So you take out 2 paragraphs and you put in a bullet points of the action steps you recommend people take with regard to forgiveness. Then you add your 1 paragraph introduction that is part of your story. Now you've changed up the 1 article into yours completely. That adds an element of what you bring to the table as a coach with regard to forgiveness. And now you can be seen as a thought leader because you've put it out on Medium, you've put it out on LinkedIn, you've put it out to your audience, you've been interviewed and somebody wants that article on their in their magazine or on their blog. It's yours to do with. You've changed it up so it represents you. And you have your special stuff in there, right?
So now I can see, now circling back to the beginning, what you said about trusting your source and trusting your PLR source and the researcher that's behind it. That when you get to that point, then it becomes that researcher in your pocket that you know, this is in my realm. This is really in alignment with what I'm looking for.
That's a good way to put it, because for many, too many years that I'd rather not say. So most people have called me their secret weapon because I am intensely curious. If nobody else is asking questions, I'm asking questions, but I'm also looking for the answers as I'm asking the questions, and then I ask more questions. For me, it's not a rabbit hole because I have a core idea that I'm trying to satisfy with the questions I'm asking. I've always done this. And so the employers I had and my customers have always relied on me. They say, Charlene, I need to find. And they know that they're going to get a fully detailed research report that answers their question and backs it up. So when you read what I've written, the element of authenticity is there. It has to be. You know that. When you write something that comes from something you know, you can see it. It comes out in what you write. Other people can see it. And so that happens with what I write. And I hear it a lot from people who've purchased my products and when I've written for other people that I didn't even need to look at the spreadsheet you sent me. I didn't need to look at the resources. It's just rings so true because I'm in that field. I know that you nailed it, right? And it's because of the intensity of the research that I do.
Right, and that you're living in that world. That's really interesting because I find that a lot of people contact me and say, do you have research on play and business? I'm like, oh, well, actually I do because I'm immersed in it. Of course, I haven't put out a PLR product about that. And yet, now from what you're saying about that, that's because that's what I swim in and live in, that would be a natural place then to go if I wanted to create that kind of product.
Now, here's something I'm going to throw out at you. One element of, it isn't set up just yet, but one element of what I want to put in my Grow PLR business is somebody like you who doesn't want to deal with marketing the other products, right? Doesn't want to open up the whole shebang of having written a piece as PLR and then being expected to write more and more and more. But instead, have you write it. I put it up on my site. I sell it for you, right? And we have our agreement on who gets what and what have you.
I'm in.
There's a couple of different ways that works, right? I outright pay you for the content up front and you never deal with it again. Or it's, you get a percentage every time a purchase is made. So you're able to market it to your people. I'm able to market it to mine, so on and so forth. And I'm not the only one that does that, but that's something to consider, right? That, if I have this knowledge and I'm willing to put it all together, why not?
Right. That's very exciting because then you become the Wikipedia, right, of really having this, but in a way that's very personal for people that allows them to use it because it's ready to use. It's not like I have to then create all kinds of other stuff around it.
Correct. And that's one of the secrets to success in using PLR is that you don't have to do much to it to make it your own because it's in the market you're familiar with anyway.
Right.
All it is a foundation. An article is a foundation piece. The lead magnet, you just change out the cover because you've realized the content is spot on and is exactly what I want. Let's rebrand it and just put it out so I can grow my list. The other way to use it, as you know, I do email writing because I'm a copywriter, and so I write email sequences. And one thing that I'll teach people how to do is use the PLR for content in your email to your list.
That's really brilliant. I think that that is definitely when I start to talk to people inside of my world, they're like, okay, I created all this cool stuff. I do amazing things in the world. I now have to write emails. I think I'm going to have to shoot myself.
Well, that's just it. You don't now. So you're in the world of transformation, of spiritual healing, of light healers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, something as simple as not to. Okay, yeah, all right. I'll do a blatant promotion. So something as simple as success principles. I'm thinking crossover, right? Evergreen crossover. You want people people in your world need to be reminded about forgiveness, about maintaining the right attitude, about being consistent, about what it takes to be perseverance, and so much that goes into building a business and being better and growing and things like that. You can take one little paragraph of something about a success principle and put it into an email as a reminder, right. And you start it out with, this is something that I'm really passionate about, or this is something I tend to forget to do a lot. So I'm writing this because I need the reminder as well. Now you've engaged, right? And you put a little bit of yourself. You just put that little piece, a tip or what have you in there, and you sign off. So it's, and then you have tips and you have shortcuts and you have how to stop overwhelm, right? How to get mindful, how to be really, really right now, here in the moment with the work that you're doing, so you can get into the flow faster, especially with creatives, right? We love being in the flow. So can we get into the flow faster? Yeah. There's PLR up about that.
Beautiful. Beautiful. That is awesome. So Joanne says, I love the idea of joint venture to jumpstart the business. Thank you. Monica says, Charlene just now helped me heal any guilt I had for all the college papers I didn't write myself. I hope you bought the license, though.
I am not. No.
Yeah. When you bought the license, it was all good.
Exactly.
Very nice. Okay, so I want to change topics for just a second because
sure.
You are also incredibly fun, and I know.
This is recorded, isn't it? Because I need to show this. I need to show that one spot at what was it, at 33 minutes. Rick, husband. See, she said I'm fun.
That's right. Pull it out there. And actually, and you're kind of competitive too. And I know that you are a competitive pool shark. I'm just going to say pool shark. So, okay. She's not a pool shark.
I approach the game as a competitor. I'm not there to hustle or shark. I am. I'm very, very competitive. I like to win. It's fun. Winning is fun. Losing stinks. I mean, I can't get much more simple than that, right? It's so many years ago, when I was about 16 years old, a good friend of mine in the place I was living at the time had a pool table in her basement. And first time I'd ever seen a pool table. And we started knocking around some balls. And it turns out I'm really, really good at shot making. I can make shots. So for years, eventually I got my own stick and I could go into a pool room and come out ahead before I went in. But only because I could make shots. In all honesty, I did not know how to play the game. I truly did not know how to play the game. About 30 years ago or so, when I was in my 20s, an older gentleman, who's still a friend today, started teaching me a little bit about the game and playing me, and we get very frustrated again because I'm a shot maker. So fast forward to about 2012, and I joined a league and I started learning the game.
I didn't know there were leagues.
There are leagues, and very quickly I got involved in tournaments, and I've played in a 9-ball shootout, national 9-ball shootout in Vegas. I've got trophies and I got cash. I got badges galore. I'm a sucker for a trophy and an award. I got loads of badges, And I'm heartbroken that I have not shot pool since March 9th of this year because of the pandemic, right? I simply cannot bring myself to go into the pool hall. There's just too many people there. They're all abiding by the rules. It's just something that I've chosen. I have to delay that gratification of beating you on the table, just so you know. I know you're watching, and I'll be back. I'll be back. I still get a lot of messages though about somebody's going to be in a tournament and wants me to be their partner. I can't. But that's it. I play 8-ball and I play 9-ball. I play competitively on league and off league, tournaments, singles tournaments and team tournaments and doubles.
And do you have a table at home also?
No. Now here's the thing though. When we first moved to this house, right? He says, "Look at this front room. We can put a table here for you." And I made the conscious decision then not to do it. And yes, I kick myself now. But at the time I said, and it's because at the time it was more important that we make the house a little more livable because it's a fixer-upper than it was to put a pool table in the front room. Practicality just won over. And I am glad I did that. But in instances like now, where it's been since March since I've played, I do kind of yearn for the table in the front room. And now it's a little too late. It's, I was like, well, all right. But yeah, we would have if I'd have said yes. He was all for it.
Well, fascinating. Well, but it also speaks to finding passions outside of what we do on the planet, like what we do. What are those things we do? And finding fun and joy and, what makes it all just more playful on the planet.
Yes, it is. It is. I'm very, very intense. I'm intense when I'm writing, I'm intense when I'm researching, and it's goes beyond flow, right? Because that's not the creative thing. That is extreme focus on one thing. And I can get so intense I can wear myself out after a couple hours. I need a nap. And pool for me brings me an opportunity to play at the same level of intensity as I do with my work. So it's a balance, and I end up relaxed.
Lovely. I love that. Beth says, "Get one delivered." It's not too late.
Do you know what a delivery fee is for a pool table? Holy moly!
It's probably a lot like a piano.
Yeah. Well, it's worse than a piano. Yeah, because the pool table has to be put together.
Oh, that's a good point.
And you can't fit it through the front door. You have to bring it in piece by piece and then build it. So.
It's still possible. Right. It's still possible. Right. See, these PLR clients are pouring in.
Well, honestly, so if it were within our plans to be here for the next couple of years, yeah, I would go ahead and I'd buy one.
All right.
It's just that's our plans for the future don't make it feasible.
Well, you just sell it with the house afterwards. All right, fine. So Monica is asking, is Charlene focused on representing certain industry content? I can't tell by seeing your site. Could you please? Oh, yeah. I'll put the link to her site in just a second, Monica. So she's just curious. No.
So when it comes to the Grow PLR site, the plan is to be in pretty much in major categories, right? You got family-oriented things, health-oriented things, health and wellness, survival, and travel, and business. Right?
Yeah.
And that encompasses those are broad categories, and it gives me the freedom to revamp a lot of the content I have on my hard drive. So, for instance, just one folder out of, I venture to say probably out of 60 folders in my hard drive, just one, has over 11,000 articles in it right now.
Wow.
They're raw. They're general concepts, right? Where I've already done research elsewhere and I've pulled salient points and just made some raw notes on what the direction could be for that article. And they're in everything from from prostate issues to cybersecurity to cryptocurrency to gosh, if I looked in my hard drive now, I'd probably, let's see, got steel forging in there and got,
So you're basically an encyclopedia is what you're telling us.
I'm not so much that as what I am is I'm just curious. I just really like to know things.
Yeah.
I just really do. And when I know something, I'm done and I'm ready to move on to something else.
Well, that's so generous to share it with us, though. You put it in a PLR and then you're sharing it with us.
I have an opportunity to share what I know now, whereas before, what would happen is it was like a sideline thing. It was, I'm over here because I like to know, but what does that do? What good does that do for anybody other than me?
Yeah.
How can I make a business out of this?
Right.
How can I make a business out of being a researcher? Because that's how I started my business back in 2008. Companies want to know stuff. What do you want to know? Oh, you want to know what the marketplace says about your new product. You know how I can go online. I've been online since the early 90s. I can do Google searches like, a Google search string like this. And what obscure forum, has been
you
set
found what
up.
what they really said.
Yeah, I do. I can show you exactly what they really said,
Oh, that's fascinating.
So that's how it started, right? I can find things that other people can't seem to. Plus, I'm able to put it into a coherent piece of content that can be used by other people now.
That's beautiful. So you have something wonderful to give to our viewers today. Can you tell us a little bit about your offer that you have that they can go download?
I'm giving away, all right. The freebie is Positive Thinking Bundle, and what it is it's 3 articles and 2 videos that are just centered around positive thinking, pretty generic, but written differently than you would have written it. And it's comes with a license for you to use however you want. And, so just for right now, I can tell you the videos are not 2-hour videos all about, teaching somebody about positive thinking. What they are, they're 20, 30-second videos. Some will go as long as a minute on the video section that don't have a voice. They're music with text that you can put up on YouTube and have a link in the description that goes back to your site for more information about this topic that you can use as a blog post and add your own content underneath. So now that you've engaged, right? Engage the senses of your reader. They can be shared on social media. They can be just uploaded directly to your Facebook page, into a group as something special. You just wanted something different. They don't have anybody's name on it. You can put your own name on it. If you've got the tools, feel free. Put your own intro, outro, whatever, because it's yours.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. I just put the link in the feed, so you should have Charlene's website and link to that fabulous gift that she's giving us today. Wow, my mind is thinking, oh, well, I could put it in for my voiceover. Like I haven't even seen it yet, and I'm excited.
Yeah, you can voice over it.
Yeah,
sure.
See, there you
Absolutely. You can strip all the audio out and just have the text in there and do what I do. Go have fun.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And thank you so much, Charlene, for having this conversation with me. This was so fun. And yes, you are fun.
Okay, at minute 44, she said it again, honey.
Twice in one time. It's true. This is fun. And I hope that you'll come back again and talk more specifically about even some of the other stuff you do, because I know you do some beautiful things around email conversions and all that kind of stuff as well. So we might do that again. You've been a delight to have on. Thank you so much. Is there any last things you would like to share with our viewers?
Anytime you can take a shortcut that works, do it. And that's what PLR is. It can give you a shortcut to getting your business moving forward.
That's brilliant. Love it. Take the shortcut. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you have more questions, feel free to type them in here. We will get back to you and answer those. Go sign up for Charlene's freebie and she'll send you more information as well. So thank you.
Yes.
And we'll see you all soon. Bye now.
Yeah. Thank you, Jean.